To in the West as Russia's Donald Trump. He's one of the richest men in Russia, with a fortune estimated at $1.2 billion. And unlike most Russian billionaires, he made it with computers rather than oil and gas. Aras Agalarov is the president of Crocus Group International. He tells Karina Malikian about his path to the top.
Aras Agalarov modestly belies his billion-dollar wealth. The Russian real estate developer owns shopping malls, a retail and leisure center, a yacht club, and an exclusive apartment block in central Moscow. This is his latest project, a golf course and a residential estate for the super rich. The buggies stand ready for customers. Agalarov knows how to put money to work, but prefers to work on his own.
I like to do everything myself. That's why it's not for me to sit at the computer and worry when stocks go down, etc. I love to do what I can see, touch, and maybe it sounds childish, but I can boast about.
His projects have always been a big challenge, sometimes risky, with no certainty of success.
Any businessman is a risk-taker by nature. I have always been that way. And any of my projects was taking that risk. When I built Crocus, I invested all my money and all my property into it. If it had not worked out, I would have gone bankrupt.
But he didn't, and before he knew it, business was booming.
In 1999, prices for land were quite low, so we sold our trade fair business for $18 million and invested all the money into this land. We had to borrow extra money. At the time it was $25 million, and began to develop Crocus.
By the year 2000, his company developed a successful retail business, all on one site. Crocus retail store offered housewares alongside the luxury boutiques of Crocus City Mall. The Crocus Trade Fair alone was making $160 million a year. But when that began to drop, because of the economic crisis, Agalarov built a new metro station to attract more visitors.
Everyone thought there's no need for it, as not many people would use it. So I built it with my own money. It cost us about 600 million rubles. I think it's a very good investment, because a territory with a metro inside it has a very different price.
He prefers building outside the city, and not only because his projects are so spacious.
There's no land property in Moscow. Moscow land is all rented. Outside the city, land is for sale. If you're making big investment projects on rented land, it's always much worse than when this land is your own property.
There's one more project he's just completed, the new Vegas shopping mall that cost him 16.7 billion rubles, or $537 million. The bulk of the money came from a bank loan.
%70% is Sberbank's capital, and 30% is ours. Our personal money was always reinvested from previous projects.
And into this 300 hectares golf course estate outside Moscow. 200 exclusive residencies, a hotel, a swimming pool next to a private lake. Even though Russia's richest people have seen their fortunes diminished over the past year, many of these exclusive buildings have already been sold.
We're estimating $10,000 per square meter all-inclusive for houses near the waterfront, and $7,000 for houses further from the water.
A house like that could be worth between $7 and $10 million. The estate will provide everything a Russian multimillionaire might need. Forbes magazine ranks Aras Agalarov at 56 in Russia and number 962 in the world. His fortune is estimated at just over $1 billion.
I don't exactly understand how they calculate this. If they mean cash, then I don't have that money. If they mean real estate, then the figure is much higher.
Despite the crisis, Aras Agalarov has not turned to foreign or Russian investors. Nor has he lost his faith in Russia as a place to do business, even though he says the United States is more business-friendly.
I think the best tax system is in the United States. The US has minimal customs duty. If you're developing business there and investing your money, then the tax you pay is minimal.
But he says Russia has the opportunities. the fast-growing market, and that's where his business will stay. Karina Melikan, Business Arts.